Now we are discussing that in the last video, birth control methods. There are two types of birth control methods are here, temporary and permanent methods. So birth control temporary methods are this naturally, chemically, mechanically and hormonal barrier methods are here. So first method is natural method. First method is natural method. Rhythm methods. It's a same period of time coitus interference continuous absentees. Absentees means the menstruation cycle. So lactational amorphania is here. So that is a preventing meeting of sperm with ovum. Preventing the meeting of sperm with ovum, that is a natural methods. So next one is a periodic abstinence rhythm methods. So that you know this menstruation cycle is 4 stages are here. At the time of the ovulation period, so 14th day, so it is that and the ovum is survives. But the ovum is survives for this 2 days. So 48 hours it will be stay in the fallopian tube. It will be waiting for the sperm. So fertilization. So 72 hours the female reproductive tract. So coitus to be avoided this time, particularly the 14th day, it will be coitus is avoided during this time. During this time, the coitus is avoided means, so the birth controlling of that couples. Birth controlling of that thus couples. So next one it is continuous abstinence means it is the simplest one to avoid this pregnancy is not have the coitus for defined period. Facilities of conception. Facilities of that conception. Next one is a coitus interference. It is the oldest family planning method. So the male partner withdraws this penis from before ejaculation. So preventing the deposition of the semen to the vagina. Semen to the vagina. Preventing the deposition of semen to the vagina. Next one is a lactational amorphia. So menstruation cycle resumes 6 to 8 days. 6 to 8 weeks. Why? At the time of this apartation, it delayed the menstruation cycle. Why? After the 6 months. So why? The breastfeeding is here. Breastfeeding is here this female. So the delay of the menstruation cycle. So why? The progesterone and gestational, it regulates the milk productions. It regulates the milk productions. So the pituitary glands secrete the increase of prolactin hormone in order to increase only the milk productions. So and prolactin, high concentration of prolactin in mother's blood to prevent the menstruation cycle. Suppressing this gonadotropin releasing hormone under the hypothalamus. Next one is the barrier methods. So barrier methods means the sperm and ovum is prevented from meeting the same. Yeah, preventing the meeting of the ovum and the sperm. First one is a chemical method. Chemical barriers, forming tablets, melting sulfates, jellies, creams, it may not be used. It is the inactivate of the sperms in the vagina. Suppose it entry into this vagina, the sperms, in the sperms it is inactivated. So mechanical barrier, condoms it will be used. Cover the penis. The female, so the female it is used to cover the vagina cervix. The coitus should be this prevent the entry of ejaculated the semen into the female reproductive tract. Okay, it is not entered into this female to male, male to female. Okay, so condom should be discarded this avoid only the single use. So it will be avoided for the AIDS and the STDs. Sexual transmitted disease it will be avoided. So condoms made up of this body urethane and latex and lambskin. So next one is a diaphragm, cervical caps and valves. It is made up of this rubber. Okay, it is made up of this rubber. So it will be inserted into the female reproductive part. So it will be cover the cervix and coitus. At the time of this coitus, it will be prevent the sperm's entry in the uterus. Next one is a hormonal barrier. Hormonal barrier means it prevents the ovaries from the releasing ova. So releasing is not ovary is releasing the ova. It's not ovum is ova is released from the ovary. So it is thickness and cervical fluid which keeps some sperm away from the ovum. Sperms away from the ovum. Next one is a oral contraception. So tablets. So pills are used to prevent the ovulation, inhibiting the segregation of follicle stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone. It will be inhibiting. So combined the pill is the most commonly used birth control pills. So it contains synthetic progesterone and estrogen hormones. So what is the bills? The bills make up of that. Progesterone, synthetic progesterone and estrogen hormones are here. So it will be induce the menstruation cycle. It will stimulate the menstruation cycle. Next one is the intrauterine devices. So intrauterine devices, it is invented in the medical expert. Yeah. So in the uterus, females, and mostly females are used. So that intrauterine devices, mostly females it will be used. So copper releasing IUDs. So copper releasing IUDs and copper are non-medicated IUDs. So the doctor it will be injected into the female genital tract. So at the time of this backward lysis of the sperms within the uterus. Backward lysis means it will be destroy the sperms. Who want to delay the pregnancy, it will be the females. The females who want to delay the pregnancy, it will be injected into the copper. Next one. Copper releasing IUDs differ from the each other amount of copper IUDs. So such as CUT 380A, Nova T, such the types of this in the copper. Okay. So releasing free from copper, the copper salts into the uterus suppress the sperm motility. So what is the uses of this copper? The copper salts at the time of this coinus, it enters into the sperm. The sperm enters into the uterus, suppressing the activation of the sperms. Suppressing the activation of the sperms. Okay. So they can be remain the uterus for 5 to 10 years. 5 to 10 years depending upon the IUDs. So hormone releasing IUDs such as progesterone and LNG 20 are often called this intrauterine systems. Intrauterine systems. Viscosity of this cervical mucus thereby prevent the sperms from entering the cervix. Non-medicated. So it is a plastic. Okay, it is made up of this plastic and loops. Double shaped. It is a double shaped S-shaped structures are here. This plastic device is used in the female genital tract. So next one is the permanent birth control methods. Permanent birth control method. Who do not want to have any more children? So any more children and does not want to the any more children. So permanent birth control methods are followed. So surgical sterilization methods, both male and female partners. Okay, both male and female partners. So it blocks the transport of the gametes, prevent the conception. It blocks the transport of the gametes, male or female. So deepsectomy, it is that uses surgical sterilization in women. So this procedure is fallopian tubes. Do you know that the fallopian tube only after the fertilization the egg will be developed. Okay, that fallopian tube it will be cut and tied up through the small incision abdomen through the vagina. So it prevents the fertilization as well as the entry of the egg into the uterus. Entry of the egg into the uterus. Next one is a vasectomy. So it is a sterilization method for this male. So in this procedure, do you know this both vas and vas deferens? Both vas deferens it will be cut. Small incision into the scrotum to prevent the entry of the sperm into the urethra. Vasectomy prevents the sperm from the getting of penix and discharge no sperms in it. So penix la irukum ana discharge panna no sperms. Sperms irukadu. Yeah. So next we discussed about this medical termination of pregnancy.